Hey guys, welcome back to Stitchy Reese Pieces. I am back after a bit of a hiatus because we've just been having some life here. It's been a little bit crazy and I've lost a lot of motivation and just like trying to finish up homeschool, and my garden is going crazy, and then like I hit 40 last year, and I feel like something with my body said, hey, you're 40 now. So, like, I've just, yeah, I don't know. Both of my fingers have, like, arthritis in them now, so it was, like, hurting to stitch or do anything, so I had to take a break there. So, it's just been a little while since I filmed, but I thought I have enough now to come back and show you some of what I'm working on. So, if you have been here before, thanks for joining me again. I'm sorry it's been a while. If you're new, welcome. I'm excited to show you what I've been working on, and hopefully I have more motivation and time and less pain to continue to work on more coming up. So let's see, I have all kinds of stuff that I've been doing, even though it's been a longer amount of time. So it looks like I have a lot of stuff, but I've been spending less time doing it. It's just that I've had a little bit longer in between to work on all the things. So I have stuff to show you with sewing, knitting, crochet, and something else that I started and picked up, but I'll do that at the very end. Something completely different than anything I've showed you before. So to start, I'll just show you real fast. I just listed these in my Etsy shop. These are the knitting needle booklets, organizers. So they have slots for interchangeable needles, 2 zippered pockets, and pockets on the back, and they zip around. I won't spend much time, but for those of you that are interested, I sewed up 3 new ones with that camping print, and they're in my Etsy shop now. And I have cut out fabric of the cutest, like, summery fabrics, and I'm working on them now, so those will be listed soon. But one of them is otters, and it's so cute, so I can't wait to show you that. But I did that for sewing, and let's jump into cross stitch. So I have a finish to show you. I have a new start, and then I have some whips. So I actually unintentionally was doing a lot of what do they call that? They're calling it like Monogamous May or something. So I realize it's still the middle of May, but there was a couple weeks where primarily I just worked on one piece and I actually finished it. So I'm excited to show you that. But we'll start with the whips first. This one is Crochet Go-Go. It is like 4th of July in the city, I think. Sorry, I will be coughing and sniffling possibly. My family has had some virus that will never end, and we have horrible allergies here too. So, my voice probably sounds a little weird because I'm getting over that. But, anyways, this is 4th of July in the city, and I'm almost done up here. I have like a little bit more of this, but I skipped it and started down in the next section because it's been fun. So I've been working on this house right here, and this is on like some cheap Joann's 14 count Aida that I tried to dye, but I realized it doesn't actually dye because it's not cotton. It was like a shiny polyester. So then I tried to like coffee and tea dye it. So it's got a very small hint of color, but not a lot, which is kind of a bummer for like the white, like that fence. The white doesn't show up super well, so I wish I would have picked something else, but I just wanted to start it. So it's good enough, and it's still cute, but like that's white. I do wish the whites popped more, but anyway, I did quite a bit on that little house there, and her patterns are just so cute and fun. They are large though, because they have multiple like bands, kind of, yeah. So usually these like in the city ones have like houses on top, and then more of a scene going on here, and usually some other kind of like large buildings and a scene going on the bottom. So it's kind of like 3 bands. And I'm not doing the, what do you call it, like the border. So I kind of brought it a little bit higher. I did leave a little bit of space in case I want to throw it in, but I don't think I'm going to be doing the border. So, yeah. That one's fun, and it's a good, like, summer, Memorial Day, 4th of July kind of Americana type pattern. So I worked on that one. I worked on this kit. Let me find where's the picture? This is a Luca S kit. Oh, for goodness sakes, I can't get it out. I sound like my grandma. For goodness sakes, my grandma would always say. Well, where's the front cover picture? There it is. Okay, it's Luca S. It's called The Bird Summer. I just love the colors in this one. I spent actually a lot of time putting it into Pattern Keeper because they sent me the pattern. So I recently put it into Pattern Keeper, and then I was like having a really hard time figuring out where I had marked on the pattern and where I had marked in Pattern Keeper. So I actually spent quite a bit of time transferring that over, but I was then working on this bird and some in this flower here. So yeah. But just really, I just love the colors in this one. This one is a little bit challenging. It's better now with Pattern Keeper, but it was challenging because there was only like small little bursts of color here and then that same color over here, and it was real patchy, maybe just like 5 stitches. So I was finding it frustrating to try to like find the color on the paper. So now that I have it in Pattern Keeper, I'm more excited to work on it. But yeah, there's a lot of color changes. So I worked some in here and some down in here. And I'm going to bring that one out again because now that it's in Pattern Keeper, it's just a lot easier. Okay, there's that one. This one I just did a little tiny bit in. It's probably not even noticeable, but I'll show it anyways. This is Artisy Cottage Evening Sunset by Dominic Davison. And so many people are doing the other like mountain, I don't know what it's called, but there's like a mountain and then like the sunset and the truck, and I want that one. I really love that one, but so many people are doing it that's why I was like, I don't know, I want something that I'm not seeing as much, which is why I got this one, which is kind of similar but a little different. Anyway, I started doing all black. I was going to do Extreme Cross Country, but of course, knowing me, I got bored, so I was like, okay, I'll start filling in colors. So I just have filled in a little bit more of the tree and some of the windows and stuff. Really not a ton. If you've seen me before, then this probably doesn't look much different. But I filled in some of the colors. That one's kind of fun. This is on 25 count, 2/1 tent stitch. My full coverage, I do tent stitch because I'll never get through any of them if I tried to do a full stitch. And I always do 2/1, well, 90% of the time, unless it's a really small count, but this one is 25 count, so 2/1. Then I worked on this one. This is a Dimensions kit. It's not a gold kit, though. It's just a regular one, I believe. Let's see if I can find the front image. There it is. I made a photocopy of it so I could just keep it in this bag because I have 2 stockings going. It's a stocking that my youngest picked out. This is all wrinkly. It's called Snowman Family. So yeah, there's a lot of white in here. My son really likes this one, so I'm working on it for him, but it's not my favorite to work on, so I have to kind of force myself. Especially this tree has got a bunch of backstitch and just kind of, I don't know. It's not my favorite pattern, but I filled in some more because I'm like, okay, I gotta just keep going or I'll never get this done. So I filled some more in on that, and it's just using all the kit stuff, which is like a light blue Ada. So I filled in like this tree and some of this blue over here. So I did that one. I was gonna work on the other my other son's stocking as well, but never got to it. Sorry for the crinkling. Okay. And then I worked on this one just for a short time. Let me take a drink real fast. Whatever this virus is super annoying. It will not go away. Okay, this is Mill Hill Buttons and Beads Summer Picnic. So I just think that was so cute. It's got this little bee. However, the bee bead is different now than what it shows there because they switched their beads. But that's okay, it's still cute. So, what did I work on? It's been a while. I think I worked more on this tree and some green along the bottom. So, yeah, I definitely filled in this. Now that I'm bringing out, I mean, I worked on this like shortly after the last video, I believe, so it's been a while, and now I'm wanting to work on it again. So cute. There's a lot of beads in this one. It feels like more beads than the other ones for sure. So there's a lot, like you're supposed to do all the cross stitching first and then put the beads in. And it's a little bit challenging because every time I go to like fill in a color, I'm like, oh, that's beads, oh, that's beads. And then there'll just be like a few random stitches. I'm like, well, I can't really get over there very easily. So yeah, I've been putting some of the beads in because there's a lot of beads on this one. Anyways, that one's been fun. I should work on that some more too since it's summer. Okay. I don't know if I showed you these two or not the last video. I think I did. Or I at least showed that I bought the patterns. Maybe I hadn't started them. But I feel like I did start. I'm pretty sure I did start them. Either way, they're either like newish or they're a new start. But this is called The Path to My Dream Cottage. This is by Stitches So Beautiful. And I was just really liking this for like a fun summer pattern. It just looked like pretty to go down there. So I started down here because I wanted this like bright summery vibe to stitch. Well, I started down here and this is all just like blacks and dark greens. So that didn't really meet my vibe I was going for, but oh well. But I did get this flower, so that was fun. And now I've gotten a little bit of red in these flowers. Again, this is on 25 count. Let's see which. It's going to be pretty big. There we are. I've gotten quite a bit done on it actually, but you can see it's pretty dark. It's there's a lot of black down in there. So, yeah. But that one was fun. And then the other one that I started, I got these when they were on sale. Stitches So Beautiful was having a sale. So this one is called Blissful Solitude. And again, I just really liked the feeling of it. It just felt peaceful and kind of like, I liked that watercolor kind of imagery. Which side did I start on? I think I started down here. So again, I'm in this black and greenness, and you can't really tell anything of what it is. But I just wanted to get it started so I could move on with it. And again, 25 count, 2 over 1, half stitch. So pretty fall, spring kind of pictures, but really dark right now. A lot of black. I know I showed this one, so I actually probably did show those other ones. I did show this one, and I've gotten just a few more stitches, and probably not a lot from where I showed it, but it's called Hummingbird 15. There's no shop name on here, so I actually don't remember the shop, but it's on Etsy. It might be like light something stitches. I don't know. Anyways, I thought this one was pretty. I've seen it before, and then Alicia had it again recently, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna need that one. So this is my hummingbird, and I did this on 14 count, like a opalescent 8-out. You can't tell, but well, maybe it's sparkly, and it's kind of just a light pink. But this is gonna be like Goliath. Goliath the hummingbird is gigantic. It's gonna be huge. But I really like the colors, and I just liked the fun, bright colors on the sparkle. And I don't know if I'll actually fill in all this like extra splotchiness. I like it, but I feel like it might just be more stitching than I want to do, so I might just try to, if I can figure out where that ends and where the hummingbird ends, I might try to just kind of get him on there. So, yeah. Did do a couple stitches on there. Alright. Oh, 2 more left. See, I don't have a ton of... Oh, 3 more. I really didn't do a ton of cross stitch because I was having like arthritis, I think, from knitting. So I couldn't knit and I couldn't do cross stitch in both of my fingers for a while. And that was really frustrating. Anyway, this is also from Stitch is So Beautiful. Shout out to Stitch is So Beautiful. I love their patterns. This is called Countryside Christmas by Rosemary Berlin. And I love the colors in this one. I love that like pinkish, purpley blue sky. I have a lot of patterns like that now. And I just liked that there was so much going on. I felt like, oh, you could work over here and something would pop out, and you could work over here and things would just kind of pop out. I'm finding that a little more challenging than I thought. Like, I think the picture's still great, and I'm excited about it. But when I'm stitching these, like, far back things, it's not like something's popping out. It's like I just have 2 random stitches of a color, and I'm like, why is this annoying one stitch in here? And then it doesn't really look like that much. But that's okay. So you can't see the whole thing exactly. But, like, I have a whole bunch of stitches still to put in here because there's literally like 1 stitch that has to go in there, 1 color. And then there'll be like 1 color in these trees and 1 color. And so I'm like, okay, I'm not doing that for 1 color. Because what I like to do is start with a color, finish it out, move on to the next color. Because I don't like threading my needle 1,000 times. So I make cross country and I go till that thread is gone. So if I have these like 1 stitch things, I just wait. And then when I have more of this filled out and there's like 1 stitch here, 1 stitch here, over here, and of that color, then I'm like, okay, I'll go in and I'll do 1 stitch here, and I'll fill them in because I feel like then I'm not threading my needle 1,000,000 times. So that's what I'm doing. So there's like a lot of empty spaces in these things. But it is coming along. And I actually do have quite a bit done because this is, well, it's going slightly out of the frame. But that's approximately how tall it will be. I had originally started down here and I messed something up with counting, so I worked my way up and I was like, I'll just come down and just kind of fill in and find out where the mistake is as I come down. So that's what I've done. So I love the colors in this one. This one is, and this one I really like. I found actually the last 3 that I'm going to show you are all on 22 count Hardanger. So that's what this is, and it's still 2 over 1/10 stitch, but it's like just so smooth to go in and out of. Now I have to stitch a certain direction, which is the direction I go anyways, but like if I put my needle in one hole, come up and come out, if I try to go like the opposite, a different spot than my normal, then the thread can slip under. So I have to go like a certain way, and then I don't have that issue. But it's just like so smooth. So this is 22 count Hardanger, and so are these last 2, and it just, I don't know, it's fast. I feel it's really fast. So let's do my, do I have the paper for it? No, I don't. Okay, this is a finish by My Brave Stitch. It's probably called like Autumn Street or something. I don't have the cover photo because I finished it. But I think it's probably Autumn Street, and I just love these little round street scenes that she has created. She's making them for every season, and they're really pretty. Now, I was done, and I put this away, and I got it all done with Pattern Keeper, and then I saw a post online about somebody with their backstitch, and I thought, oh no, I bet you this probably had backstitch, and I didn't even realize, but I was like, I'm calling it done, because it looks good enough to me. But I think there's supposed to be backstitch in here. But anyways, ta-da! I'm calling this my finish. These little lampposts, I believe, have backstitching. There's not very much in here. I think it's like the lampposts and like maybe one other thing. So I said, good enough for me. I'm calling it. But it was fun because, again, this is 22 count Hardanger, 2 over 1, half stitch. And it's like a mini full coverage. I just love the colors in that. So I have a round frame that has a summer pattern in it right now that I've shown before. And I think I'm going to swap it out with fall, although this one is smaller, so I don't know, maybe I'll get a smaller frame because it is slightly smaller. But I just love the colors in that, and I think it's, I don't know, I could go down that street, and I just really like it. This is one of my favorites. They're all one of my favorites. Who am I kidding? But I got this one done, and so then I immediately was like, well, I gotta start the next one. So this one is Christmas Street, also by my Brave Stitch. And like you can see, definitely this one needs some more. This one has like backstitch on this icicles, I think, and like the lanterns. This one has more backstitch than the other one, I think. So I'll probably have to do that, but I started it, and I'm already like, like a third of the way. No, I'm more than a third of the way through already. This one has gone so fast. So I started at the top, and I'm just working my way down. I cannot believe how fast this is gone, actually. So, yeah. I really like her patterns. I'm gonna have to have more. They're like pretty blocky in color. I mean, you know, there's enough as a cross-country person, you know, where I can finish out a thread. But they still are just really pretty. I don't know. I really like her patterns. So I'm gonna have a fall one and a Christmassy one. So yeah, this is where I was primarily like just being monogamous or whatever, because I worked on this every day. This is all I picked up, partly because we were like sick and stuff, and it was just easy. It was already in the frame. It was easy, block colors. It was in Pattern Keeper, so I just kept doing it. And then I got close enough to finish where I was like, well, now I'll just finish it. And then I picked this one up, and it was just easy to just keep going, and somehow suddenly I got pretty far on it. So that was all the cross stitch I got completed. And I will show you just a couple of knitting things, and then something else I've been working on. This will be, I think, pretty quick. So I did work on these Chroma. It's Knit Picks Chroma Groovy is the yarn. This is for a pair of socks. It's not my favorite yarn. It's like thick then thin, but I wanted to try 2 at a time socks. So I'm doing this on like a gigantic long magic loop, but yeah, definitely not my favorite yarn. But just that's kind of why I used it for this test, because I've never done 2 at a time before. So I'm learning 2 at a time. So you just go round and round, so each sock grows the same amount. So it's actually kind of nice, because then I won't have that second sock syndrome of finishing one and then being like, oh great, now I gotta do the other. So yeah, the colors are kind of fun, but I'm not really getting very far into the colors because it's a slow transitioning yarn. But anyways, I worked a little bit on those. Like I said, my fingers just did not let me do very much. And then I used a whole bunch of different colors. There were some cross stitches by Primrose Cottage, or Primrose Cross Stitch, of bees, and they used like gray and yellow, like a mustardy and a teal, and I love those cross stitch patterns that I did, and I was like, I need those colors in socks. So I actually, that side, have to weave in the ends, but I'm actually making just my own striped sock pattern with them, and I like these. I'm excited about this. So I'm past the heel. I use the Fish Lips Kiss heel. I feel like that's way easier, and it just works well. So past the heel, got a little bit more to go on these before the toe, and then I got to start the second one. So I worked some on that. And the third pair of socks, which I'm realizing once I'm done with these, I don't want all these projects. I like multiple cross stitch projects to choose from. Knitting is too much. I need to just stick with one, especially because my hands are, I just can't do that much. But since I taught myself to knit in this last fall in October, I've just been like, I gotta do all the things. Okay, so then I did another one. This is bamboo sock yarn, bamboo pop sock yarn, and it's really soft and interesting feeling, and it's bamboo, but I have one done. It's hard to, I still have my markers so I can count, make the next one the same length, but yeah, there's one done. It's kind of like a self-striping And then I'm working on the next one. So that is my sock knitting. And then I had one other thing. Let's see. This is with Yarn Bee Yarntopia. This is so soft, but it's really slippery. Of course, I don't have the picture. Sure. It's in my pile up here. Probably not. Oh, it is. Okay. I have a pile of, like, patterns I've printed. Primrose Cottage. If you're on their email list, you get free patterns, like, each month. So, I've been printing those out, and I've got them all stacked. They need to go in a binder. They're over here for now. But, anyways, this is called The Brightest Tea by Lily Kate France. And I just thought this would be fun to try to make something for summer, even though it's already super hot here in mid-May, and I'm, like, sweating and probably never will wear this in the summer. But, yeah, I just thought it was cute with this cap sleeve. It's got this, like, hole detail. She has, like, holes going up the side. Somehow I screwed that up on mine, but that's okay. It's probably going to be too big, but the yarn is super soft. Like, I wish I could say, feel this, because this Yarntopia yarn is so soft. But anyways, it's kind of like a scoop boat necks thing, and I've gotten pretty far. So here's the kind of whole detail down the side. It's got these increases, and you can really see it in mine. I don't know, like, why does it show up so much? Is that my yarn? Is that how it is? I don't know, I'm new to knitting, but I know I'm following the directions. But then this side, like, I messed up the holes. I don't know, I skipped yarn overs. So, yeah, whatever. It's down the side, no one will probably see it. Just practice for knitting. But anyways, I'm a decent way through. I've got a few more inches and then the sleeves. And then we'll see how that is. So I worked on that. And that was my knitting adventure for the past month and a half or whatever. And the last fiber art to show you is this Brooklyn & Co. Northwoods Afghan. This is crochet. This is mosaic crochet. So I started at the bottom, and I have finished the second row or whatever motif of these bears, and now I'll be starting this kind of plaid section. But I finished that. This is for my son, and oops, it's upside down. So I thought I would show you that. So there's the bears, and it's pretty. It's not all gonna fit. And it's not gonna fit in the camera, but it's folded in half. Yeah. So that's fun. I really like these mosaic crochet blankets because it's just fun to see the picture come up, and you just work one side to the other. So like the back looks like this. And so you're switching colors every row. You can see it's like silver, black, silver, black, silver, black. So you're only using one color across each. So you start, you have to, the only annoying part is the border. You make an envelope border, or you can just leave it and cut it, but you make an envelope border at the end to cover it. And you work one color, so like this row is just red all the way across. And then you cut it, and then you start back on the other side. So you don't go back and forth. You just go one direction. But it's just kind of fun. So I worked on that. And that was my fiber art fun. And then, if you're still here and you're interested, I have something new to show you that I was working on. It's nothing like cross stitch, so if you want to be done, then thanks for joining me. But if not, I'm pretty excited for what I have to show you. So while my fingers were hurting, I stumbled into the land of Instagram and YouTube and drawing. Now, I don't know that I've ever said this or told people, but I actually have a degree in illustration. But however, when I got my degree, I was not the greatest, and I really was like, what am I going to do with this? I'm not competitive enough to go try to illustrate anything. So I got my degree in illustration and basically never picked up like a pencil again or paint again. And that's been almost 20 years now. So I went back to school and got a degree in elementary education. So I have a bachelor's in illustration and a bachelor's in elementary education. But it's been a long time. I have not drawn or done anything like that for years and years and years. I didn't think I could even do that. But I saw people doing colored pencil, which was something I never even worked with colored pencil. I worked with like paints primarily or like just graphite. So I was like really intrigued looking at these colored pencil things. And it actually started because I found coloring just like with like Copic alcohol markers. And I was like, that looks relaxing. So I actually just printed off some pages and was just doing like some coloring. And that was really relaxing and helpful while my finger was hurting and I couldn't stitch. But those coloring images led me into this whole colored pencil thing. And so then I was like, well, maybe I can try it. So I'm really excited. I've been messing around with colored pencils. And this was my first attempt. Here, let's see. It was this little bunny. And I've been looking at like photorealism is what I would love to be able to do, but I don't know how these people do it because they make it look literally so real. Obviously mine does not. But I was pretty proud of myself for the first time having not used colored pencils and being like years and years since I picked up a pencil and did any drawing. So I made a bunny. And then I was like, okay, let me try a horse. So I tried the horse. And this is like not finished. You can tell. I was messing with it, trying to do the horse, and then I was like, eh, and I set it down and was like, I'm probably not going to finish this. So did I finish it? No, but I did learn a little bit, and I was pretty proud of myself. Like, I felt like I did decent on the eye, and like, okay. So then I heard about drafting film. So these are like, obviously, you know, white paper and a toned paper, and then I heard about drafting film, and I was like, that looks like fun, let me try that. And so I got a picture of my dog, and this one I'm like proud of myself. I feel like this is pretty darn good. Still not photorealism like I would love to be able to do, and I probably never will be able to. But if you look at like Instagram, man, people are amazing. So I've been messing, and I'm still messing, trying to do it, but I did my dog. This one I put in a frame because I was pretty excited. This is on drafting film. And I'm pretty excited that, like, I drew a picture of my dog with colored pencils, and it looks sort of realish. So, yeah. So that's been fun, and that's what I've been doing when I couldn't really use my fingers for stitching and other things. I started messing with drawing again. So, yeah. I might have other drawing things to show you. If you're not interested, I'll always leave them at the end, because I know most people aren't interested in that, but it's been kind of fun. So, anyway, I'm starting to lose my voice now from talking, but thanks for joining me. Hopefully it won't be that long between when I film again, because my fingers are still kind of stiff, but I am starting to stitch more than I was. So hopefully it won't be so long again between when I film. So, yeah. Anyways, thanks for joining me. It's so amazing having made videos and making friends out there now. Like, I love chatting with people and talking in the comments and on Instagram. It's nice to now have friends that do similar things as me, because I don't have any friends around me that like do cross stitch or anything. So it's really fun. So I'm really glad and happy that you guys all are here and joining me. And I look forward to seeing you next time. See you later.